McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
Safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Sack!
Ladies and gentlemen, Titan Nation, welcome back. Today, we are talking about our second rounder. With me to discuss this is my friend, Mike Patton. You know him from touring the AFC South. If you guys haven't heard of any of his stuff, please check it out. Breaks down the whole entire AFC South, and it's important, especially draft day, especially draft week, where we know what our enemies are doing, because just because we know what the Titans are doing, we got to know exactly what the Texans and the Colts and the stinky ass Jaguars are doing. How you doing, Mike? How's everything, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm good. Sorry, I had to put that in there. It's always like a punctuation mark at the end using the Jags. But let's talk about the second rounder, number 52 overall from UCLA. What you know about him?
That would be Mr. Oluwafemi Oladejo.
Woo!
Now,
Clearly knocked
yeah.
out of the park. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been struggling with that name. I mean, Mike, you nailed it, bro. So good job. You and Keith right there.
Now, Mr. Oladejo, okay, I almost messed it up again. Mr. Oladejo definitely is a talented player. He's a big player. He's 6'3", 259. Played for UCLA after transferring. He transferred from Cal before he was at UCLA, of
Yeah,
course. Last season, 4.5 sacks, 13.5 tackles for loss. Big guy, big guy, speed, power, and definitely has some versatility as he did play inside as well, like he talked about with media. Played inside as well. Now he's kind of on the outside as an edge rusher, which is definitely a need for the Tennessee Titans.
definitely, definitely. And this guy already screams off, right? Like he's gonna be playing the second rounder, 100%. We need that on the edge. He's in it, right?
Yeah, he's definitely Oluwafemi is definitely a guy that he's a guy that's still adjusting to the edge. So he's a guy that's going to bring you a lot of energy. You definitely tell he's thrilled to be here as a Tennessee Titan. Oh, by the way, there is film out there of him picking off Cam Ward when he played against him, by the way. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that can make some plays. He can drop, like he said, he can drop into pass sets and things like that too. And he's a guy that's definitely hungry to learn his position and grow in his position as well.
Definitely. What's his strength and what are his
Mhm.
weaknesses as we see right now?
I think strengths right now is aggression. Definitely making plays. As you can see, 13.5 tackles for loss. So he's going to be on the other side of the field in terms of, against the run, things like that. I would say weaknesses. He's still learning the edge position. As I mentioned, played inside, still learning the edge position. And he mentioned during the Senior Bowl, he's kind of starting to feel it and understand it and be able to learn the position even more. And at his size, I mean, that's an incredibly big man, 6'3", almost 260 pounds, playing on the edge. And, it just definitely fits into the mold of the guys the Titans have right there already. With Draymond Jones, you're bringing in Lorenzo Booker, you got Arden Key, you got all those different guys that are pretty good sized guys to play basically a 3-4 outside linebacker. But yeah, he just still has to learn and grow into that position, and which I think he definitely will. And I think he has the aptitude to do so as well.
And you think they'll definitely stick him as well as just being edge, just to focus on that position, or you think eventually once he gets it, he might, like you said, he's versatile. So is he going to be playing inside as well?
No, I think he's definitely going to be an edge guy. Give him that, let him work at that position and grow at that position. Maybe down the line, maybe he'll move him down the line some, but
Mhm.
I don't really see that. That's just kind of being like way over the top, maybe. But they definitely think of the edge, as an edge player. I think that he can provide some things for the Tennessee Titans, especially early on in his career, probably more against the run than rushing the passer. He's got to still learn, more than likely a little bit more refining of his technique in terms of rushing the passer, dipping the shoulder low, getting around, fighting hands, hand fighting, all those different things. Those get elevated as you get more practice and get more time in the NFL and on the edge and just learning and watching and growing.
Yeah, definitely 100%. Now, from like scouting wise, what would you grade this draft pick?
I definitely would say it's a B. It's a
B.
B.
Solid B.
I don't give too many A's. That's just how I do. That's just me. But but with him, I would say there's room to grow. He's got size, he's got speed. He can help against the run, chase down things from the backside as well. So I definitely see the room to grow, and I see that just like being a solid player that you're adding
Mhm.
to your team to potentially grow and be there to be a maybe potentially a cornerstone in a few years.
Yep, definitely 100%. What did you think about the draft? Who was your favorite draft pick so far this year for the Titans?
Actually, I'll go with Gunnar Helm.
Okay.
Gunnar Helm actually was the best one for me. The tight end out of Texas. He's 6'5", can got a good radius to catch the football, can block, and do all those different things. To me, and he's young, so
Yeah.
that also you add him to that tight end room, which it had vets last year,
Mhm.
minus Chig, of course. And then of course you have your young guy that's still there now, so it's Chig and my mind is escaping me right now. The other young tight end that's there.
Um,
Escapes me.
Go ahead.
But yeah, it escapes me right now. You have two young tight ends, you had another young tight end. But to me, he does all the different things. He blocks, he runs patterns, he makes those, great catches, and he's consistent. So
Mhm.
to me, I think he's a guy that definitely has a chance to make an impact and rise in that tight end room.
Definitely. Uh, yeah, that was one of the ones, and one of the wide receivers as well from Florida was nice. I know you're friends with Ben Troop. I know Troop was talking all sorts of saying how much he loved his wide receivers. Of course, he's a Gator, so he's gonna go with his people, and I get it. I get it. Me being from Florida State, loving Florida State, I was like, yeah, I was like, I gotta put that away and just accept that there's a Gator on, and hopefully he can perform. I think he will. So but yeah, overall I think the draft was nice. Especially the Titans still have a lot of needs, right? We have a lot of needs. This doesn't, plug up everything, and we're gonna be, 15-0, 16-0. There's still a lot of pieces still left for the Titans team, but for now, um, the draft, it looks good on paper for now. So until we see him.
I was glad that, not only did they go for the defensive guys that they thought they needed with the safety from Penn State and then also from the edge rusher from UCLA, but they also went with wide receivers. A wide receiver from Stanford, for those that don't remember, this is a guy that had 254 yards against Travis Hunter
Yeah,
in when Stanford played against Colorado. So this guy is talented. So don't slight him. And then the guy from Florida led Florida in receiving yards, and he also runs like a 4.3 in the 40. So, he definitely is a guy that can get some things done. Both of these guys have opportunities to step in and potentially make some things happen.
and especially the wide receiver room now, I feel like
Hmm.
it's been solid. I think it's been way elevated, much better than last year. So that's exciting to see that. Going to see what happens in training camp and see if they're going to go with 6 or 7. I think they might go with 7, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's definitely going to be a lot more competition in that room this year as compared to last year.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I want to appreciate you for coming on, Mike. It's always a blast having you on, hearing your thoughts and your breakdown of not only the player but the name. We'll get it eventually, but everyone, please subscribe to Mike. Look him up on Twitter. Does phenomenal work with the Titans, and just can't wait to have you on more as the season just starts getting off, my friend.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for allowing me to talk a little bit of sports with you.
Of course, all day. All right, brother.
All right, thank you.